So, you've poured your heart and soul into an amazing cover song, and you are ready to share it with the world. But hang on, before you hit that upload button, there is a super important legal step that most artists honestly just miss. If you get it wrong, your song could literally disappear overnight. But if you get it right, you're golden. Let's break down exactly how to release your cover songs the right way.
Picture this. You upload your brand new cover to Spotify. The mix is incredible, your performance is on point. But then, a few days later, poof, it's just gone. Or maybe your YouTube video gets demonetized. You get that super frustrating notification and you're just sitting there thinking, wait, what just happened?
And that's the part that's so confusing, right? I mean, you played every single instrument, you sang every note, you mixed and mastered the whole track from scratch. It is your recording. So why in the world is it being treated like you stole something? Well, the answer comes down to a really fundamental idea in music copyright.
Okay, let's get to the bottom of this whole vanishing act. The reason your cover disappeared has nothing to do with how good your recording is. It has everything to do with the original song itself.
So here's the key thing you've got to understand. Every song actually has two separate copyrights. You've got the final recording, that's called the master, and then you have the original song, the lyrics and the melody, that's called the composition. So when you record a cover, you own your master recording, sure, but you're still using someone else's composition. And that's the part that is legally protected.
What this means is, if you plan to use your cover in any commercial way, and that includes putting it on streaming services, trying to make money from it on YouTube, or using it for a brand deal, you are legally required to get permission first. You can't just record an amazing Taylor Swift cover and throw it up on Apple Music without getting the rights to her composition first.
Okay, so you need permission. Now, I know that sounds complicated and maybe a little scary, but it's actually incredibly straightforward once you know what you're looking for. There's one specific key that unlocks everything for legal cover song releases.
And that key is called a mechanical license. This is it. This is the one and only license you need to legally create and distribute your cover song. It basically gives you the green light to use the original songwriter's composition, their melody and their lyrics, in your own brand new recording.
And this right here clears up a huge point of confusion for so many artists. A lot of people think they need to get permission from the original artist's record label, what's called a master license. But that's only for sampling or remixing, where you're using a piece of the original audio. For a cover, you made your own recording, you didn't touch their master, so you can just forget the master license. All you need is the mechanical.
But wait a minute, you might be thinking, doesn't Instagram or TikTok already have this covered? They have those big deals with music publishers, right? Well, they do, but there is a massive catch that trips up so many creators.
Yeah, those blanket licenses are for personal use. They let you use a popular song in the background of your silly cat video or a dance challenge. They do not cover you for a commercial release. So if you post your cover on TikTok and then you decide, hey, I want to upload this to Spotify, you still need to get your own separate mechanical license for that Spotify release.
All right, so we have covered the what and the why. Now let's get into the good stuff, the practical how. How do you actually get your hands on one of these licenses?
Honestly, it's this simple. You just identify the song you covered, you pick a service to handle all the paperwork for you, you pay a small, legally set fee, and then boom, you're clear to release. See, it's just an administrative step. It's not some creative barrier.
And the best part is, there are some great services that make this whole process totally painless. You've got the Harry Fox Agency, which is kind of the old school industry player. There's Easy Song Licensing, which is known for being super fast and easy to use. And even better, a lot of popular distributors like Sounddrop and DistroKid now build this service right into their upload process. They'll handle the licensing for you automatically.
Now, I know what some of you are thinking. Ugh, this sounds like a hassle. Can I just, risk it? Well, let's look at the numbers, because they tell a very, very clear story.
A typical mechanical license can cost you as little as $15. 15, that's it. We're talking about an incredibly small investment to make sure your music stays online and you stay out of any trouble.
And this really says it all. The cost of doing things the right way is tiny. The potential cost of getting a legal complaint from a major music publisher is not. It's a simple risk calculation, and trust me, the math is overwhelmingly in favor of just getting the license.
Because if you don't, these are the real-world consequences you're looking at. Your track gets yanked down, your video gets its ads shut off, you get strikes against your channel, which can lead to a total ban. Any money your cover does make gets automatically sent to the original publisher.
And in the absolute worst-case scenario, you get a formal legal complaint. It's just not worth the headache.
And just to make sure we are absolutely crystal clear on this, it really helps to see how covers stack up against things like remixes, because the rules are very, very different for each.
Let's break this down real quick. For a cover, where you re-record everything yourself, you just need that mechanical license. For an interpolation, that's when you replay a melody from another song inside your own track, you need something called publishing clearance. And for a remix, where you're chopping up the original audio, you need both a master license and a publishing license. For today, just burn this into your brain. Cover equals mechanical license. Simple as that.
Now, there is one major exception to all this: songs that are in the public domain. If a song's copyright has expired, we're usually talking about very old traditional songs or classical pieces, then it's totally free for anyone to use, record, and release without any license at all. But for pretty much any modern copyrighted song, the rules apply.
Okay, let's bring it all home. Getting a license isn't some barrier standing in the way of your creativity. It's the exact opposite. It's the professional step you take that empowers you to release your music with total confidence.
Think about it. When you get that license, you're protecting all your hard work. You're making sure your song won't get taken down. You're ensuring that you can actually collect the royalties you've earned from your recording, and you're also paying respect to the original songwriter who created the piece of art that inspired you in the first place. It is a win-win that keeps your music out there for everyone to hear.
Ultimately, it really all comes down to this. If you are serious about your music, you have to start treating it like a business, and protecting your assets is Business 101. That simple, inexpensive mechanical license is the best insurance policy you can buy for your art. So the real question is, are you protecting yours?